you're frozen or something and you're jittery. Why don't you dip out and dip back in? That's what a pre-show's for. Dipping out and dipping back in. Well, hope everybody's having a good day. We just had a bad weather event here. Um, I'm hoping Miss Carpenter didn't get caught up in it because I heard there was a tornado and it touched down and wrecked some houses. So hopefully it wasn't her. But this should be a good discussion today. Uh, good. You're okay. You didn't get the tornado. Too late. Here comes our buddy. Storm's bad. Yeah. Did you get hit by one of the tornadoes?
Maybe that's why my internet's being so bad. I tried to disconnect from the internet and come back, but it wasn't working at all. So,
Well, it looks like Miss Carpenter was spared a tornado.
dude, I told you it got pretty real. You saw all those messages I got last night?
Yeah, I got those too.
We got a slight grazing of it.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Wow. You're more north than I am, so I
Yeah,
think
we were like on the we got a little taste of it. Like not right in the middle, but the outer edge.
well,
Get
it
it?
looks like whatever the people are seeing, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just you. It's just my Wi-Fi is always weird, but my LTE is not working, so
Your lieutenant?
yeah. What's up with you?
I always have a bunch of time, and then all of a sudden I have no time.
Uh-huh. I had a feeling because you were a little late too. And it didn't help that my thing decided it was going to do an update and then be a big pain with the internet. So,
Hey, Fawn. Well,
Fawn's
what do
here.
you mean by I'm late?
Oh, I just sent you a message a while ago saying, okay, I'm all set up. And
Oh, yeah, that was only like 5 minutes ago. I was fooling with Nikki
oh, hey,
and
Fawn.
other things.
Hey, Miss Carpenter. Yeah, I just been doing schoolwork most of the day.
Yeah, that sounds sad.
It is sad. There's a lot of stuff they're doing, having due right before spring break, which isn't very nice.
And then you take the test during spring break?
Yep.
When's that? I don't even know when spring break is. It seems like it's oh, Fawn had some storms too.
It's next week is spring break for me.
And then what day is it?
I think it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday I scheduled it for at 10 a.m.
And Fawn, you didn't get tornadoes up there in Indiana?
I'll have to make sure to hook up my Wi-Fi to my computer and do all their tests and everything.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. Miss Carpenter says we look good. I did have a bath.
I had a shower.
And by bath, I mean shower.
I had a shower. I could use a bath.
I'm also futzing around with that beta disc player.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if I was able to rip a Betamax tape and make it digital. I am
Mhm.
losing a little bit of weight. Absolutely.
Woo.
In fact, I'm 12 pounds away from my goal weight,
Hey, look at you.
according to my doctor.
No idea, Thomas.
I asked her about if she got hit with a tornado.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I was just inside. The only reason I knew anything was going on is because of those sirens. And then if you look outside, it looks like a nightmare.
Well, I've yet to see a tornado here, but right down the street, there's a tornado shelter thing for sale. A whole business selling those things.
You'll be okay. You don't need that.
Well,
Just
I don't know.
go in the bathtub like everybody else.
Why would that help?
I don't know. That's just what they tell you to do.
Well, they did tell me that this roof is sort of a dissipating
Mhm.
tornado roof. So, I mean, unless it's an absolute monster, hopefully my roof will dissipate it.
Yeah.
Dissipate means make it weaker.
I know what dissipate means. I'm the English teacher.
All right, take it easy.
Big smart.
Take it easy.
Heard thunder and seen some lightning. Yeah, it got pretty wild last night, I'm telling you.
You know, I didn't hear a thing last night.
It must have been nice.
And not only that, it barely rained.
Sea Dog got home late last night, right before the storm hit, which was perfect timing. Get it?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
And ooh, I had some acquisitions on VHS yesterday I'd like to show you, but I'll do that at the end because it's time to start. Hello, Laser Brain.
Hello, Laser Brain.
We are here for the very strange, and the camera's doing the opposite thing again. I don't, that just drives me crazy. Drives you crazy.
Drives you crazy. It's nice you got a physical one. I think I found the right playlist. It's like for anytime it's like the extended or deluxe mix. It's called Further Listening.
Right. That well, that's the ones that came way later.
Okay.
That they got remastered and they crammed everything they could have. But I'm confused by these because
Uh
some of these songs here that I'm seeing are definitely from the next album.
huh.
So it's weird. And
So
you
I
got
went.
to
I didn't listen to Don Juan because it said demo and everything.
you didn't listen to any version of Don Juan?
No.
You made a mistake there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, you don't make the playlist anymore, so nobody
I
knows
know.
you.
I didn't get busy. Well, I was a bit confused by this. I had to go through it, but the
Yeah.
what they're calling the disco mix of Don Juan is the only version I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, I didn't listen to anything that said disco mix or extended or.
Then they have an odd version. The demo of Don Juan is odd, and I'll get to that when we get there.
Uh huh. A demo version, alternative version. I've got a little copy of the list here that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple here that I know that are on the next album, and it was sort of like that with the actually. I think they're cramming stuff in when the
Uh-huh.
song wasn't in a finished state, but then when they go to do the album,
Well, I'm just
then
gonna.
they take those out and polish them.
I'll tell you what I listen to as we go through this list, just so we're on the same page.
Your dogs are driving you crazy. Mine are driving me right up the wall.
Uh, my chick's being chill. I
I'm talking to Fawn.
I know. I was just talk. I was joining in the conversation.
All
Sorry.
right, take it easy.
Talk.
Anyways, so Introspective was a weird one because this came out. Everybody was waiting for another album after Actually, because Actually really popped.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, I had no idea what introspective even meant when I saw this.
I think introspective is when you look deep inside yourself, right?
Well, I know now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you remember, I was in high school when this came out, so I was like, "Oh,
I don't know words.
that's smart." And
Mm-hmm.
then it was weird because there's only 6 songs here.
Maybe. I think I. How many did I listen to? I listened to 11, so I must have found something on this.
Well, the first side is 6 songs.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's what you would have got if you would have gone to the store in whatever year this was,
I bought it.
87, 88, something like that.
Uh huh.
So it was weird.
It's weird.
But so let's talk about the first song,
Left to my own devices.
Left to My Own Devices. And I think this is a, they just call it, they don't call these any mixes, but every
Two.
one of these songs felt like a mix. Yeah.
I don't agree with that assessment.
Okay. Well, it's a very long song, Left to My Own Devices. What did you think of it?
Left to my own devices? Oh yeah, I guess it is 8 minutes. That one feels like it goes by real fast. I said, the starting riff is far too good for its own good. There's a good beat. I can hear the lyrics and follow along. Big fan of the weird vibe on this one. There are a lot of long songs on this album, but this one didn't feel it.
Okay. So why this is an important song is Trevor Horn produced it. Do you
Mhm.
know that name?
No.
Okay, so he's a very famous producer and seems to be able to crank out good sounding songs.
Mhm.
He had met they'd met Trevor Horn and they said, "Wow, we should work together." And Trevor said, "Okay." And then they worked on one song together instead of an album. So it's just this song.
Here, sorry.
What?
I haven't seen Michael in a hot minute.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's all that was it.
Uh, so Trevor Horn helped him with this song. Trevor Horn, he was in the Buggles. Certainly, you've heard the song "Video Killed the Radio Star."
Love that song.
Okay, so that's him. That's Trevor Horn. He
Mhm,
did ABC's album, Lexicon of Love.
mhm.
That was a huge record. He did
Okay.
the Frankie Goes to Hollywood first record, which was super huge.
I heard something about that.
So, in fact, Trevor Horn had a concert about 10 years ago with all the bands he helped, and they all came out and sang their songs, and it was one hit after another. So that's
Mhm.
why this song sounds so good. He seems to know what to do.
It's nice.
And when you know Trevor Horn's style, you can hear it all over the song.
Mhm. I like it. I This is a good starting one.
Yeah, this is going to be another hard album because I mean everything for me is good because
Oh, there
listen to this one to oblivion.
there's like 1 or 2 of these I was like, but for the most part, it's all good from what I saw.
Yeah.
Get it?
But I mean, Left to My Own Devices is a great song.
That is a great song. I'll give you that.
So the next one, because there's not really much to say other than you want to listen to. Okay, so here's "I Want a Dog."
I
I
want
was I was surprised to hear other versions in the last show we did
Uh-huh.
because I had never heard "I Want a Dog" until this record, and this is sort of a longer, polished version.
They're all long.
Well, I think they were trying to fill up the album with 6 songs.
Yeah, but just, like, longer ones. It's sorta like how you do a mini series now instead of, like, a television show.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure they had an abundance of material, so they went back and said, This is almost like that album Disco.
Mhm.
They took other songs and disco-fied them and turned it
Okay.
into a record.
I like that. Ooh,
Well,
excuse
it's interesting. So, what do you think of the polished version and much longer version of "I Want a Dog"?
Little silly. Not mad, it's a
Wow.
good little
Yeah,
ditty. I like the horns a lot.
it is a little silly.
It's a little ditty is what I put.
Um, I mean, this is indicative of Neil's humor that he could write a song about a dog and disses cats, and
That it You're telling me that's not great?
it's quintessential Neil.
I
It's
love dissing cats.
it's almost like no one was checking his work. There's a little less of a filter on this one.
Yeah, he
This is
just
just, "I want a dog."
still gets to have fun.
Yeah. And I don't know if you listened to the 7-inch from last week, but that one's full of the dog noise.
Yeah, I do like the dog noise, I'll give you that.
It reminded me of my song, "Walking the Dog."
A doot doot doo doo.
But I will tell you, the dog noises in that one, I put my own barking into a sampler and put that out.
Ooh, little hot tip for everybody.
Yeah, you
Behind
can
the
make your own dog noise.
behind the scenes. Wolf and Hound's here.
You got booted out. How did you get booted out?
Uh.
Nobody here even knows how to do that.
That is a good point.
I couldn't boot somebody out if I wanted to. I have no idea how that works.
Mhm.
Clueless. So, I mean, I want a dog. Give big ups to him for taking a mundane topic and making something kind of groovy and good to listen to. I don't usually skip this one, so what does that tell you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't wanna skip this one either.
I was in the hospital when it happened. Well, I will just tell you, I'm glad you're out of the hospital, and I assure you, no one here booted you out.
On purpose.
Well, not even on purpose.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to do it on accident.
Said members only. How do we even have members?
Well, I was commenting, and then the next thing I know, that must have been a technical glitch. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you the answer to that because I just flat out don't know. I can just tell you I had nothing to do with it because I don't know how to do it.
I He acts like I'm the almighty, know how to work the YouTube stream. I do not.
Well, I mean, I've heard of people getting booted out of things or silenced or whatever, but I have no clue.
Okay, well, there you go.
So let's talk about the super hit single Domino Dancing. What do you think of that song? You must have known that song before we even listened this week, right?
Yeah, of course. Even though it's 7 minutes, it's an absolute banger the whole way. This one gets stuck in my head for days. Facts.
Yeah. Did you happen to listen to the demo version or alternative version of this?
No, you didn't tell me to. You said I didn't have to listen to any of those, and now you're saying I should have listened to those.
Well, normally I would say you wouldn't, but the problem is the way this thing is set up, you miss songs if you don't listen to them.
Well, the thing is, you need to send me a list of what I need to listen to if it's weird.
Well, I didn't discover that until this morning
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the problem, ain't it?
because this was another one I thought I'd listened to the first side a couple times this week, but I didn't have access to this second disc.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat. I did what I did. Get it?
Not sure if you mentioned it, but Trevor Horn was the band, the Buggles. Yeah, we did. We talked about Trevor Horn and
I threw that
his
in there.
amazing ability to write hit songs, or
Yeah.
at least squeeze hit songs out of bands.
Wolfenhound is right. YouTube is pretty stupid. I feel the most bad about not being able to get that Star Trek thing working.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
When we were watching Star Trek and we got booted off.
Oh yeah, that was a copyright thing. Paramount's a little bitch. That's I don't want to call it YouTube's problem.
It is. Having a good day today. Well, I'm glad you're up and about, Wolf. Okay, where are we at?
So we're on Domino Dancing. I remember when this came out, it was huge, and nobody could believe the sound out of this song.
Mm-hmm.
And they had mentioned that they were in Miami and was hearing or were hearing a lot of this kind of music. So they decided to write a song in that style, and that's how you get Domino Dancing.
Which is just great.
Right.
What can I say? It's just nice.
It's really good and it's unique for them
Yeah.
because I'm not sure they ever revisit this style again.
Yeah, it is a different vibe from everything else, but not like contrastingly so, if that makes any sense.
Well, I don't feel like it fits on this album. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, but it's sort of like its own island. That's probably why it's a
Right.
single, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, this was the single to open
Yeah.
everybody up. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you
No
know.
question about that.
What do you got?
So, I mean, so the next one is I'm Not Scared, and this has a weird story too. What did you think of this song?
Yeah, I'm not scared. Let's see what I put. This one didn't reach me for the soul or for a bop. None of these so far have been bad in my opinion, but a good chunk of no singing in this one. There are pretty vocals when they do appear.
Right. So this is a long song, but I mean, if you listen to it, there's lots of beautiful music in here.
Well, that's what I just said.
I think this song is 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think most of these are 6 or 7, dude.
So the weird thing about, by the way, I really like this song. I think it's one of the best on the record, and
Really,
you know,
I
yeah, I love his sort of mini storytelling set to synthesizers. So I bite on that every time.
uh
And it's just good sounding, and his voice is particularly good on this one.
Oh, I said his voice is good on this one. It's just so far this is the only one I found like is my least favorite so far.
Yeah, and I see I would put this over Domino Dancing.
Yeah, and you're insane is
Well,
what
I
I
must be insane.
you are.
But here's the weird thing about this song. This song was given to somebody named Patsy Kinsit,
Mhm.
who I guess was in a band. I knew her from one of the Lethal Weapon movies. That's the first time I heard of her.
Mhm.
But they gave this song to her, and she had a hit in England with it,
Ooh.
with her and her band. Because I saw a clip of them on Top of the Pops, and they do that a lot. Like Prince does or did. He would write a song, he would record it, and then he would hand it off to somebody.
Oh.
So, like Manic Monday, he gave to the Bangles.
Just another manic Monday.
Right. And when they went into his vault a couple years ago, they pulled out his version of it.
Ooh.
He wrote a lot of Morris Day and the Time song.
Mhm.
because he's got versions of those. He's got a version of Nothing Compares to You, but I don't think that one was in the vault.
Mhm.
But Sinead O'Connor had a big hit with that.
Mhm.
Um, Sheena Easton, can't remember what song he gave her. I think it was Sugar Walls.
Oh, okay.
It was a big hit.
Okay. I don't
So
think I
the same thing. Pet Shop Boys love to hand out songs. Even so, like even this one, uh, "Losing My Mind," I only ever heard for the next album,
Uh-huh.
and I believe it was a single.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess we'll get to that. But that they gave that to Liza Minnelli. Do you know who Liza Minnelli is?
I do know who that is.
Okay, so they gave her "Losing My Mind," and she sang that. I think they gave her a few. She had sort of like a poppy record around this time and tried to make a go of it, but I don't think it got much traction.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
then so then they take those songs and put them on their next album,
Mhm.
or they put it on their album competing with, in the case of Patsy Kensit, which I don't know what happened to her. She was around for like she was the hottest thing for 10 minutes and then
Disappeared.
evaporated.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
So,
recognize that name, so
always on my mind. Now we heard that last time. I told the story of what that was for and why they did it.
it's 9 minutes, bro.
Well,
Good
yeah, because it's the
lord.
In My House version,
Yeah. Let me see what I put on my notes. Fun little mashup. I love the way they do that song, You're Always on My Mind. So anytime I hear it, that's a plus. Little too long. It felt like a dance mix of sorts, which I mean is fine.
which is sort of what this album is, right? It's other
Yeah.
material that they reworked into a 12-inch single, essentially.
Yeah. I like this one. I give it
Yeah,
a good.
so again, this is the only version I ever heard for years.
Okay, and you didn't know there was others?
Right. It's on this album, so that's what I hear.
I got you.
I
Uh,
didn't buy a lot of Pet Shop Boys 12-inch singles.
why not?
I don't know.
You were too busy on the Duran train?
No, I was way into them at this time, but I would go buy the CD, and that was, at that time,
Yeah.
16 or $17, and that was some big money.
That sounds like big money now.
Right, so that's the version I got,
I got you.
this one.
That we
So
have
I guess there's not much more to say about that. We've all heard that. So here's another new song that I don't know where this came from, so it must be new for this. It's All Right. What did you think of that?
It's all right. Okay, I like this one a lot.
Mhm.
Interesting background vocals in combo with the singing on this one. The energy on this one is different than the songs I've heard so far, and I put possible sleeper, piano is fun, and I put in question marks, churchy question mark.
I don't well, 'cause you talking about the backup singers?
This is the backup singers, and they also kind of had like an organy sound,
Yeah. What's
which
Mike saying? I can't read that. The print's too small.
Michael, I love Always on My Mind, but I prefer the shorter version. The
Mhm.
instrumental break went on too long. The single was released in Australia first. Michael, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I like the Always on My Mind shorter one. Straight up.
Well, but this version has the sort of rap he does,
Yeah, and you love raps.
and they kinda made it, like he had helium or something. I don't know what effect they were doing.
Maybe it was helium.
Maybe, or maybe it was, fooling around with a sampler. Could have been either one. So, it's alright. Did you listen to the words?
Uh.
Because it's sort of a message, he's talking about, at the time, real world, very bad situations.
Uh-huh. Like.
Well, you have Afghanistan, what was going on in there in the 80s, where the Russians were continually blowing them up.
Uh-huh.
You had apartheid in South Africa, where whites and blacks were segregated with an iron fist.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that. That's in the song.
Okay.
And then the message is that is the universal language that you should rise above.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it has a message. He usually has a message in there somewhere.
Are learning stuff. I'm always
And I
but
don't know. I think it's a really good song.
I think the fact that it does sound kind of churchy in combination That makes it way cooler because that could have been part of the process. Get it?
Yeah. Again, this is a song that sounds nothing like anything else on the record.
Yeah, this one I said was different than the others, which
And
I mean,
I believe this one is a single because I've seen a video where they're holding babies and they're like taking the babies and handing them off.
let me look at the singles. Pet Shop Boys Introspective. Let's see what singles we got. Pull up the wiki. Let's see. Okay, there are 3 singles. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Domino Dancing.
That I know.
Left to My Own Devices.
That I know.
It's Alright.
There you go.
Boom.
And I could make the argument that I'm Not Scared was a single, just not theirs.
Yeah, yeah. That's a shame that It's Alright is a single because I said that was gonna be my possible sleeper.
Guess not.
Guess not. That's lame. I thought I found something. Turns out everybody found it.
All right, so now let's try to sort of sift through this wasteland of B-sides.
Okay, so let me tell you what I listen to. I listen to Oh wait, no, you got I Get Excited, You Get Excited Too.
That's a B-side.
Oh, okay. I did listen to that one.
Okay. What'd you think?
I like when the title of the song hits, so he says the title of the song I like. Um but there is a lot of repetition in this one. The robot voices are fun. A more ethereal song with the instruments being used. Very lovely.
Now, when you say ethereal, do you mean ethereal?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I've always said it, and I know it's wrong.
Well, I say sabotage, not
I say,
sabotage.
I still say sabotage, and people still give me funny looks.
I love It's All Right. Yeah, it's one of their best songs. I always listen to this song.
It's all right. Yeah, it's great.
It's really hard not to listen to any of these on this first side.
Yeah, they're all really good. There's like one I was kind of on, but
Yeah, I wouldn't skip it.
I wouldn't be skipping around. Would you think of that song?
So I get excited. This is not one of my favorite B-sides.
Okay.
And I'm mostly exposed to these B-sides from the album they put out, Alternative,
Uh
which
huh.
is just every B-side they ever did.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't necessarily know it was from this album, but
Mhm.
um I don't skip it, but this one doesn't really.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, it's sort of a
It's a
not
B-side.
bad,
Yeah.
it's sort of a bologna sandwich. If it's in the fridge, I guess I'll eat it if I'm hungry,
Yeah.
but I'm not going anywhere to order a bologna sandwich.
I'm not going crazy over it.
Yeah, I would almost say this album was overproduced. And I
Uh,
think it was overproduced to fill out the runtime. That's
uh,
my opinion. But what do I know?
Killer thoughts over here, man.
So we've got the next one is Don Juan, and you didn't listen to this.
Nope.
And the demo version is actually sort of upbeat and poppy,
Uh
which,
huh.
considering the subject matter of this song, it was really weird.
Okay.
The only version I have heard is this, what they're calling a disco version on here.
Yeah. The problem is when I see disco version, I'm like, I'm not gonna
Right.
do that.
Well, even I did. I listened to. I was like, "Where's the regular version of?"
Michael
Yeah,
likes
you're
Don
right, Tom. It
Juan's
is
demo, and then
absolutely true.
Tom Baker says it's about Hitler.
It is. It's mostly about the guy in right before the end of, well, I'm not going to say the end of World War II, but right before the end of Hitler, he
Mhm.
decides to marry his buddy Ava Braun,
Uh-huh.
and it's done in the bunker,
Oh, wow. Fancy.
hastily, hastily done. So this song is sort of from the point of view of the stand-in father
Uh-huh.
walking her down the aisle.
Mhm. Okay. Sounds like I should have listened to it. Problem is I didn't know. What was I, you
Yeah, it's
know?
got a really good chorus too.
Don Juan. And it's not an 8. 9
Well,
minutes.
yeah, because you can't sing. It's just it's never a good idea to mention his name.
Don Juan?
No, the guy it's really about. Because
Oh.
you ever mention his name, there's just always problems.
Mhm.
Elon Musk just got in trouble for mentioning some stuff, and
Mhm.
the version I heard of what he said, and I haven't had it confirmed, it's not good.
Mhm.
He said some really weird shit
Okay.
either yesterday or the day before. Like maybe it's the end of Elon Musk at the White House. Shit, if that's true, if there's
Oh,
an accurate depiction of what he said. Now, sometimes they take his stuff out of context, but
right.
so I
Right.
I don't mention his name
Uh-huh.
just because there's no. It's he who we do not speak of.
Mhm.
Mood
Moon
song
rock.
lovely in its weirdness. Yeah, it is weird, and it's weird to even have that as a subject matter, but that's why the name was changed to Don Juan. There's nothing wrong with saying Don Juan.
Yeah.
Do you even know who Don Juan is?
Nope.
Famous lover.
Ooh.
Like I can remember that was usually the go-to. If anybody was getting lots of chicks, it was he's a Don Juan.
Which I've never heard of before.
Right. Oh, I think the movie was in the 20s or something.
Oh, okay.
So that's over 100 years now.
Just old weird references, I got
Yeah, Don Juan is probably the name that's going to disappear. Probably Casanova as well. You've heard Casanova.
I've heard Casanova, yeah.
Okay, so similar energy on Casanova.
I could feel that.
You should definitely listen to the disco mix of Don Juan.
Okay, I will
It
put
is
that
worthy.
I'll put it on my homework for next week. In the night, the
Yeah,
resist.
right. In the Night is a French resistance song, which is kind of weird. Neil's brain, remember, he's well educated.
Yeah, we love well-educated king.
And he even worked in, I think it was the archives
Ooh,
in London. He had
fancy.
a very, very booky job there before he got into. And then don't forget he was a reporter for Smash Hits magazine, which
Mhm,
means he's writing articles. So he's clearly well read and intelligent because
mhm.
you can't get lyrics and stuff out of these songs. And I mean, we're not even halfway through.
Yeah.
He has an endless amount of subject matter that comes out of his head.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff.
So, I mean, I've never heard of anybody that well read,
Mhm.
but the best songwriters are well read.
Yeah, because they know about stuff and words.
Right. Because you read a good book, it it has to be good because you're reading it.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean by that? I'm
I
not
think
articulating it well, but I would say impact. I could say I read the book Hannibal
I know about that. That was
before the movie was
good.
made.
Yeah.
Then I watched the movie, and I was like, oh, this is what people are always talking about. The book is better
Uh-huh.
because the book can fill in all of the spaces, and
Mhm.
it's more well-rounded, and you just get a massive experience compared to shrinking it down for the movie.
Mhm.
Now, again, I don't read much, so
Yeah, me
but
neither.
that's what people are talking about. So the same for you're never going to be a good songwriter, in my opinion, if you are not well read.
Mhm.
Just not possible. You can make great sounding music,
And that's it.
playing instruments,
Yeah,
if you have a gift for it, but lyric writing, no.
I do get that.
I mean, think about how many goofy songs there are.
Yeah, you're great at those.
Don't
Walking the
worry,
dog.
be happy.
Walking the dog and do 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 do.
Hey, well, now listen. I took a
Listen.
something I overheard and turned gold out of that.
Yeah, you're like
Spun gold.
what's that one Rumpelstiltskin where you turn the thing into gold?
Yeah.
That's you.
I took the thinnest premise possible and I made a very great song in my opinion.
Oh, I think it's a great song too. That's why I brought it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other of my songs you want to mention? Plug away.
I'm in love with the robot.
Well, listen, that's very popular in Germany, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're a German sensation. You're like David Hasselhoff.
Now, Sound of an Atom, which I guess is what we're coming to, is an interesting
Is that
sort of,
yeah.
to me, that's sort of, those songs always hit me as unfinished.
That one was violently unfinished is what I have in my notes.
Right, so well, see, that's right.
Yeah.
So, it's just more of a it's an instrumental, but not the same way Duran Duran writes instrumentals. It feels to me like that was supposed to be a song, but no one could ever come up with a lyric or whatever.
That yeah, I get exactly what you're
Thank
saying.
you, Fawn. But Sound of the Atom, I mean, that might make my least favorite on this package.
I think it's gonna be my least favorite. I'm just giving you a little
Not because
what
it's bad, it's just I wanna hear Neil's lyrics and his voice.
and compared to the other songs we've heard that are gold,
Right.
that yeah, I'm probably gonna agree with you on that. That might be my least fave.
But I mean, listen, Panty Narrow, you barely hear Neil at all, and Chris does a great job, and that is an awesome sounding song.
So
So that's not always how it works. But for this one, I'm gonna say it's just experimental keyboards of the time, and
Michael just
Chris
said to noise, which I agree with.
Chris is very talented.
Yeah.
No question about it. I mean, he's a I would call a virtuoso.
Ooh, lolly da.
Yeah, I saw him once go into a church and get on the organ and play all of the parts of It's a Sin simultaneously with his feet and hands.
I love that song.
And if you can ever see that clip, just you can see just how talented he is.
Yeah.
So what did you think of What Keeps Mankind Alive?
I really like this one.
Yeah, Mike, I can see why you would say just noise. It's very experimental.
Yeah. I really like the science fiction kind of artistic they are doing. If the song cooked a little bit more, I could see myself really rocking to this one. And I said it reminded me of East is East, bum bum bum. West is West, bum bum bum. You know?
Mhm.
Do you get that vibe at all?
Um, I mean, maybe a little bit, but I mean the song you're singing is way better than this one.
Oh, I know. It's just it gave me the same vibes.
Yeah, it does sort of sound like one of those B movies from
But
when did they make all those weird flying saucer movies? When was a Thurman invented? I think it was late 40s,
I couldn't tell you.
somewhere around there. Actually, do you know the story of the guy who made the Thurman?
Was he scary?
It's an amazing story.
Okay, tell me.
He was a Russian who defected to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
lived in Manhattan, and was one of the swells.
Uh-huh.
Lots of money, tuxedos. Russia didn't like that, and they sent over agents into the United States and grabbed him up off the streets
Uh-huh.
and sent him back to Russia, where they gave him a low-level job, and he worked for the rest of his life, never playing music again.
That's not an amazing story.
It's an interesting story.
You said it was amazing.
It is amazing. Can you imagine defecting to the United States and hitting the jackpot
Yeah, that would be
to survive and thrive well and live high on the hog in New York City?
I just don't
Very few
like
people can do
it.
that.
I don't like
And
how it
then, yeah, well, I mean, what are you
ends.
going to do, right?
What are you gonna do?
It's world's a weird place,
I know.
but they were able to do that and successfully do it.
Yeah.
So where are we?
Let me see. I really liked excuse me. Uh
Nothing has been proved. A song written for Dusty Springfield that winds up in the next batch.
yeah, but you
So sorry, I said winds up in the next batch.
no. The next one I did was One of the Crowd.
Yeah. Now this one just sort of I don't know. That one invokes no emotion at all or enjoyment.
Yeah, it's probably on my least favorite as well.
But I don't know. I mean, it's more of a song than the sound of splitting the atom.
Well, yeah, maybe.
That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. I don't know. I don't know.
Um, Fu Manchu kind of thing.
What does that mean?
Fu Manchu, I think, was a karate guy.
Ooh, he sounds like a karate guy.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Fu Manchu. I know the name, but I don't know enough about it to comment on it intelligently.
Well, that never stopped you before.
Well, in this one, I really don't know anything.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm just
Fu
messing.
I know people say, "Oh, he's got a Fu Manchu mustache," so the guy must have had a big mustache.
Well, that's all you really need to know about him, don't you?
So did you listen to One of the Crowd?
One other crowd. Was that another instrumental or no?
Now that you say that, I think it was just an instrumental.
If it was the other instrumental, then yes, I did listen to it, and no, I did not like it.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about the last one, Your Funny Uncle.
I love this song.
Yes. What do you
'Cause
think that's about?
your roommate always plays it.
Mm.
I love this song. I know I'm not normally a big fan of slow songs, but it got put on a lot around me, and I like it. It's nice. Get it?
And do you know what he's singing about?
His funny uncle.
No, not his uncle.
Your funny.
Remember, the lyric is "Your funny uncle."
Okay, your funny uncle.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
So my understanding of this song is he had a very good friend
Uh
in
huh.
the '80s, and he got the dreaded capital A disease
Uh huh.
and died way too young. And
Oh.
these were Neil's observations at the funeral.
Oh. What does that mean?
Well, like he met the family,
Uh huh.
he discusses their attitude,
Uh
he
huh.
talks about it's almost a eulogy.
Yeah, I guess I kind of picked up on that. I'm not getting the eulogy thing, but I do get the kind of observy, narration-y type
Right,
business.
yeah, if you listen to it, you can see the whole thing from start to end
Yeah.
and landing on your funny uncle.
Yeah. It's nice. It's a nice way to end the album.
I don't know so much anymore about that being a recurring theme, um, especially since mostly they've got that licked. I mean, I'm not saying it's good news or anything, but you don't really hear about the massive suffering. The drugs have gotten very, very
Mhm.
good. Because I can remember they saying Magic Johnson caught it.
Mhm.
Magic Johnson's still around, looks great,
Oh, okay.
but I think you have to be on medicine for the rest of your life.
Probably. I think that is part of it.
But this is back when there was no medicine, and anybody who got it was considered a bad person
Mhm.
and to stay away from them like the plague.
Mhm. Because they thought
Thank
it.
you, Fawn.
Isn't that right?
What? I'm sorry. What?
They thought it was contagious.
Right. They had all kinds of ridiculous ideas.
Mhm.
Couldn't touch the other person.
Yeah.
It was bad enough you got the disease that destroyed you, but the second insult to injury is the uh people treating you like
When you're.
are a walking contagion.
Mhm.
So you get the at the point that you really need people and understanding and hugs and love, everybody's like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
that's how people are. They don't understand.
Yeah, if you don't understand something, then
Yeah, Holly Johnson's still alive, and I'm not aware that he has any disease.
that's nice. I like when people.
I think that's what Tom Baker is telling me.
Oh, okay. He's still.
You're saying Holly Johnson was infected in 1984?
Mm.
I might want to double check that source.
Get on it.
Well, I mean, Holly Johnson's still around. He's pretty plump.
Ask him about it.
Wow, you're kidding. How did I not know that? And how did he survive?
It's made of something different, man.
Mm, terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about something more upbeat. That's not a great subject. It's just that's the subject of your funny uncle.
All right. Do you want to talk about our list?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well,
So I think I
I'm
got my.
yeah, I'm going to tell you the best song on this record. Are you sitting down?
It's going to be something I don't like.
Grab hold of the armrest.
I got it.
I'm Not Scared is the best song on this record.
Is it?
Yes, by far.
Is it? Let me see which
It
one.
is.
Uh, I'm not scared.
I'm Gay. Oh, I wouldn't have guessed.
Hey, you got it. Slay Queen. Oh yeah, I'm not scared. Is that the one I said I liked?
I'm Not Scared is the one you did not
Oh,
like. You said it was too slow and too long.
it did not reach my soul or the bop. So yeah,
Right. I'd give that one another pass if I were you. Listen to the lyrics. Whole
I,
story. It's fantastic. Anyway, you don't have to like it. Go ahead. Tell me your favorite.
what was the churchy one again?
The churchy one. You talking about It's All Right?
Yeah, I like that's my favorite.
Where is Scottsburg?
Mm.
Mike is here and we get his live list, Domino Dancing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that thing hit like a meteor.
If I didn't really like this churchy one, then 100% I would go with Domino Dancing. Just saying.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I don't really have a it's hard for me to make an opinion on that just because that song when it came out hit so hard.
Mhm.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, it still is. That's what I know people know from them, you know?
Scottsburg is in the USA. What state?
Oh, Scottsburg.
No, it's not raining here, if that's what you're asking me. I mean, I think I saw a little bit of drizzle. Oh, I can't see. I've got the window blacked out.
What is your least favorite? I think we know the answer to this.
America. That's not a state.
I don't like Domino. I'm not
We
scared.
should have a state America, shouldn't we?
I'm not scared. Oh, Tom Baker agrees with you.
What fabulous taste.
What fabulous taste. I do not agree whatsoever.
It's just so good. And that synthesizer and that, and even the that whole repeating line.
Do we agree that the least favorite is the sound of the atom splitting?
I couldn't say.
Okay. I guess the game's over then.
One of the crowd could be.
I'm gonna say the atom.
You're gonna say Adam. I'm gonna say one of the crowd.
Okay, there. Now we covered all of our bases.
And by the way, it's not vomit.
It's not.
It's just probably one I would skip a lot.
The sound of the atom is his least favorite. Michael, you're preaching to the choir. Get it?
I don't like I'm Not Afraid.
Me neither.
Yeah, Mike is with you.
Yeah, I'm with
He
Mike.
says Adam is the stinkeroni.
Yeah. And
And do you have our honorable mention, which is Sleeper?
our sleeper, I do actually. You ready?
And Tom loves Adam.
Yeah.
So that's why it's on here.
Are
That's
you
sort of another part of their genius. They have songs that hit everybody.
are you ready for my sleeper?
Yeah, hit me, fire away.
You sure?
Yeah, take a big yawn and then tell me.
What keeps mankind alive?
That's your sleeper?
Yes.
See, this one hits me sort of like almost like a Broadway tune.
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah, this sort of the way they talk dialogue
But go ahead and ruin it for me,
and then
okay?
put some music behind it and nothing rhymes or
Excuse you, I can like what I like.
so Mike's sleeper is Don Juan, and he is correct because that's my sleeper.
Well, I didn't listen to it, so
Yeah. Mike's gonna have to invite me over for a bologna sandwich. We
yeah,
seem to be on the same wavelength.
that's your guys' favorite meal.
Hmm.
So that's our list, man. How do you
Do,
feel?
do people really eat a Vegemite in Australia? Are you sick of that question?
Is that one you've heard 1,000 times?
Well, that's the only thing I know about what they eat. I assume they eat everything. Well, I guess the one guy was with the shrimp, but
Shrimp on the Barbie.
yeah.
See? Maybe he was waiting for that question and you didn't give it to him.
But I mean, we have some pretty gross stuff too, like that chocolate thing you like.
What's the chocolate thing I like?
It's some weird spread that everybody eats.
Oh, Nutella?
Yeah,
Was that originally America?
I don't know. I
Uh,
just know I've heard of a lot of people eating it. And I look at that and I go, why would you eat that?
well, have you had it?
No, it's so unappealing to me visually.
But
And
that's nothing.
what do you call this?
Hey, look at me. That's nothing. If you haven't had it, you don't get to talk.
Well, what do you mean talking about? I'm American. I can talk about anything, even though I know nothing about it.
Eat the
That's
Nutella.
my right as an American.
The question I partly
The
definitely.
mystic, oh, the Vegemite. That's all.
Yeah.
We were talking about I'm coming over to your house for a bologna sandwich, and I'm thinking maybe that's not the hot
Maybe you
lunch.
like a Vegemite sandwich instead.
Maybe the Vegemite is.
Dude,
I say bologna sandwich facetiously. I wouldn't eat that unless I was starving.
those sandwiches I've been making lately are like top tier, dude. You don't even know. What I
For
met.
the atom, it's about a mad professor experimenting on humans. Yee, that's a tough one. At
Frankenstein.
least, at least tell me they're convicted murderers.
I've been watching Dexter a lot more.
Yeah.
It's really good, dude. You,
Well, let me tell me something I don't know.
you need to get back on that, man.
Um, I don't know what I'm doing. I finished Picard last night.
How'd that go?
Well, it was great. The Enterprise flew into the Borg cube, just like the Death Star, and blew up the middle thing, and
Yeah,
was able to grab all their people on the way out. So
Star Wars.
it really was a Star Wars type of ending. But it was great to see uh, the Enterprise D flying around like a fighter jet, because usually it lumbers around like a battleship.
Now it's super fancy pants.
And of course, Dr. Crusher was the expert on the weapons, blowing shit up.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
And then Troy got to fly the ship, redeeming herself for crashing it on Viridian, whatever,
She
Viridian 3.
a moment.
Remember when she crashed the saucer?
That's why I said yes, I do remember.
Right. So she got her redemption. A lot of people got their redemption arc.
Yeah, which is great. That's what you like to see.
Okay, so I found somebody, Marketplace is the best.
Mhm.
Facebook Marketplace. That's the only place you can actually get a deal anymore. Let me show you what I got.
Okay.
And anybody who's not interested in VHS or movies or good things, this is the end of the Pet Shop Boys portion,
My
except to say that you are in for a very special treat next week because, oh, yeah, we got to do for, well, the problem is Ace isn't here.
Yep,
So we can't rewatch two. So Friday the 13th will have to wait until
next week.
next week. And I suppose we could talk about Where No Man Has Gone Before or Operation Annihilate, or maybe nothing. You think that
Uh,
over, depending on what time you have.
Michael loves Vegemite.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's the
Woo!
Nutella. So
Heck,
let me go get my bundle.
okay.
Oh, this came today though.
Ooh la la.
Japanese version of Never Say Never Again.
You're so fancy.
Because the American version is $1 million.
Yay!
Yeah. And I have no idea why.
Vegemite. Well, here he goes. Get his tape. 007. What's up?
All right, here comes the treat.
Is that like a super shirt?
What?
Is that like a Superman shirt?
Yeah, that's the new Superman.
It looks weird.
Well, I think they went for more of the throwback.
Oh, okay.
Think of a 50s Superman
Okay. Yeah,
or something like that. Okay,
that's
are
what
you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
Okay. I didn't see the first Friday the 13th. Yeah, well, you still have time, and there's the tape you can go to, and now it looks like you have an extra week to catch part 2.
Mhm.
Now, because it shows it backwards, I might have to read it to you. This is Ashley and Mary Kate go to grandmother's house. Maybe.
Ooh.
Go to oh, excuse me, I can't read it with the sticker over it. It says, "To grandmother's house we go." And there
Mary,
they are.
I've seen some of their tapes.
Dude, when this came out, I mean, these 2 were like rock stars. They were like the Beatles.
I know, I've seen some of their tapes, and it was pretty fun.
Crazy. They made so much money that they never worked again.
Yep.
That's that one. Now, this is I had to buy these all in a bundle, so that's why I have this, okay? Lest anybody think I'm really watching this,
Mhm.
because I tain't. Then we've got Good Housekeeping video, which I think that was a magazine or something 100 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Favorite Christmas carols.
Ooh.
See, this is why I like VHS. You're never gonna see shit like this.
You're gonna collect it for the rest of your life.
Well, I'll watch it, and if it's horrible, I'll pass it on to the next person, or
Well,
maybe digitize it and put it up on YouTube, and then they can take it down because they love me.
yep.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's only a few more, so everybody, please be patient.
I think they're
Thank
paid.
you, Fawn. It came upon a midnight clear. Now, I got to tell you, if Mickey Rooney is in it, it's got to be good.
Does it?
Well, yeah. Do you know at one time in the 30s, he was the number one box office star?
Wow.
Bang, zoom, the
Wow.
world. Dana Carvey does a great impression of that. You should look that up. You will laugh.
Okay. Remind
He's
me.
he's playing Mickey Rooney, and he's got these little baby legs, and he's talking
Mhm.
about how great he used to be.
Yeah.
'Cause you remember we had some people in our life who absolutely hated him for no other reason than he was short,
Yeah.
which is an odd prejudice,
It is.
in
But it
my opinion. I mean, who gives a shit? The Christmas Gift, and
you got lucky.
man, it's John Denver.
Ooh, I know John Denver.
Are you sensing a Christmas theme in this lot?
Him and the Muppets are cool.
Now wait till you see the other tapes that came in this lot, and you'll wonder, like, what is the connection?
Mhm.
Because there isn't one. There you go. Now, by the way, these are in minty condition. Usually in flea markets, you see some pretty roached tapes.
Mhm.
All-time classic, A Christmas Story.
Woo! I like that.
No mold anywhere.
Love it.
Doesn't even smell.
Fresh.
This tape, usually I disinfect all these things. I didn't do anything to these. That's how minty they are.
Great.
All right, now here's the final 3 that have nothing to do with the other ones, okay?
I'm excited.
And these are sealed. You understand?
Yes.
That's better than mint.
Yeah.
That's factory sealed.
Yeah, you like seal things. You don't even like opening things. You like looking at them. I don't know what that is.
Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, there's a lot of stickers on this thing. I don't know where they came from. Oh, Walmart. I heard of that place.
Why do they have that on VHS?
This was probably, I would guess 90s. This was a re-release and they were selling them at Walmart. And they're fucking getting 30 bucks for this?
Ooh,
Opened and roached, you probably get a 25 cents for this.
yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Story is good fun.
I do like Christmas Story.
This is sealed. I can tell you, I've never seen this one out in the wild, much
Mhm.
less sealed.
Yeah, me neither.
But now here's where it gets crazy. By the way, did I mention I paid 10 bucks for this entire lot?
I love it. Yeah, I think you already won.
I did. Here it is, a sealed copy of Porky's.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, Porky's is one of those teen sex comedies that you could only see in the 80s.
Okay, cool.
Mrs. Ballbricker was the mean teacher.
Mhm.
Even names like that. Lots of nudity, lots of teen angst. The whole plot of the movie is these teenagers getting fake IDs and going to a strip club slash whorehouse.
Great.
And Porky is the big fat guy who owns it.
I bet you're into that.
Now, you just don't see a Porky's out in the wild, period, right?
Mhm.
But then there's something that you didn't even know existed because that's how rare it is.
Mhm.
And this is also sealed Porky's 2 the next day.
Yo.
So whoever this guy was who bought this, he dropped $60
On that.
to get 2 Porkies.
Yep.
Now, the only sad part is I know there's a third one, and it would
You're
yeah, it was called, Porky's Revenge, I think.
uh-huh.
Now to pull that one out, I have to go into a time machine,
Yep.
and I gotta somehow have $30.
You gotta have like yeah, well, you bring your modern money over back then and that's how you do it.
Yeah, but money is worth less now.
I suppose.
Plus, it'll have, like, a date, and they'll go, "This is fake."
Yeah, I suppose.
That's why Doc Brown had that suitcase full of old money.
That's true. I've been meaning to watch that. I got the VHS. I'm excited to see it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I have been doing a experiment with the Betamax,
Mhm.
and I wanted to see if I could tape a 4K onto a Betamax tape.
Mhm.
I believe I have.
Mhm.
That's why if you notice me during the show, I'm looking back, I'm looking at the monitor to see when it's done.
Mhm. You'll
You
have
know,
to let
maybe
me
I
know.
should show everybody all at the same time. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Sure.
Well, let's see what I got. Okay, I'm thinking of the wiring I have to do real quick. Go ahead and riff. You're good at that.
Nah. We'll
You're
just
just
wait.
gonna sit there in dead silence.
We'll just wait for you to get back.
All right.
I didn't sign up for this.
All right, take it easy.
Take it easy. Do you have your microphone in?
Yeah, I've got my yeah, can you not hear me?
No, I hear you really well, and the fact that you left, so I'm like, you must have your little mic.
I've got the iPods in.
Sorry, the bunny food just hit. It was loud.
All right, now let's see. I think I've got this. The problem is I don't understand. It's all in Japanese, so I'm guessing at where that stuff goes. And I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought you accomplished it when you haven't even tested it yet.
Well, it's done taping. I just haven't seen the result. And I'm thinking maybe this is the wrong port. Let's
Oh,
try this one. Yes. So it worked. I don't really hear anything though. Let me see if I can pull this thing over. Can you see the screen?
yes. It's backwards, but I can see it.
So I would say for recording onto a tape, not bad.
Ooh.
So there you go. How exciting is that?
That is pretty exciting.
The experiment worked. Now, why would you do that? No clue. You just have to be half crazy.
Okay, and that's you?
Yeah, because why would you do that?
I'm just checking. I'm making sure you're crazy.
I mean, unless you were like a bootlegger or something, and I don't know anybody would want to buy a bootleg beta tape.
You?
Yeah, I don't think Back to the Future is free on YouTube. YouTube has a ton of movies for free though.
It does. Well, I also have YouTube Premium, so that helps.
Yeah, but still, I don't think they put Back to the Future for free. They want some money out of that. I don't even know what streaming service would have it. Do you?
I don't know.
It
All I know is I have a VHS.
maybe Netflix or whatever. I mean, I bet it's pretty expensive.
You probably bought it on Voodoo.
Back to the Future. Oh, I could
Yeah.
watch it 100 different ways. This is a copy of a 4K. So that's all I have to say. Do you have anything left?
I don't think so.
Fawn likes Back to the Future.
We did our little Pet Shop Boys, and we got a little beta teaser and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got some sound. Um, Physical media collectors are a weird bunch.
Mhm.
So Tom is saying that he had a cousin that comes over there and can't believe that he paid for all of the DVDs
Yeah, I can read the chat too.
because, well, then why am I explaining it to you?
I don't know.
You look bewildered.
I'm not
But
sitting here.
yeah, you do. You pay for it. And if you're lucky, you can find stuff at a flea market for 25 cents. Or, I mean, I haven't looked these Porky's tapes up. They got to be worth more than the normal tape. Anything sealed, that's how it goes.
Probably.
So let's talk about next week since we're probably not going to be here tomorrow.
Okay.
The next album is Behavior.
Behavior.
This is a huge departure,
Mhm.
shockingly so. The entire record, sans one song, is all pretty mellow,
Mhm.
pretty slow. You got a couple of these songs here that I guess didn't go anywhere and they reworked and put them on there.
Mhm.
And I remember the big thing was at this point, analog synthesizers were totally out and digital was in.
Mhm.
And they went to Germany and found a guy who collected almost every analog synth that ever existed. He just had a big warehouse full of them.
Mhm.
And they went through there and picked them all over to use. And you hear a lot of super vintage synthesizers on Behavior. Yeah,
Mm.
Being Boring was a big hit, but I would call that a slower song. Beautiful, but slow. Excited?
I'm so jazzed.
Okay. It's a good record,
Okay.
especially, I guess I shouldn't say what my favorite is, but
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
there's some good stuff on there.
Okay. Well, I'm
And then I'll
excited.
tell you my Behavior story.
Is there anything I know from that one?
You probably know Being Boring.
I'm gonna
Um,
hear it.
How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously was a single, but I don't think it did much.
Mhm.
Only the Wind is fabulous. But again, that's super slow. That is a Only the Wind. Listen to the lyrics on that one. Again, I don't know how he runs into these people or he's talking about himself, but amazing stuff.
Okay.
Give that one a good get mellow, sniff some glue,
I'll do
put
whatever.
on your headphones and vibe. It's a slow, sleepy vibe.
You try to boss around my listening too much.
I'm ordering you to boss you around.
Mhm.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for showing up.
Goodbye.
Thank you for anybody out in the future who actually made it this far into the tape.
Mhm.
And sorry about the VHS, but I had to mention it. I
It
know
is a
no one cares. You can fast forward. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can just hit the fast forward button.
I'm excited. I'm gonna try to get a Back to the Future watching tonight. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Get some sleep, Mike. God bless you for being here and playing along with the game. And bless everyone else that's here and is chatting it up. It's always good to see you.
All right.
God bless.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Farewell.
Bye.
Arrivederci. So long. Farewell.